You know, I kind of have a thing for picking out names. I'm kind of
Yeah,
obsessed about it a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah. Right.
Well,
I
you have a
can't.
little bit of a control thing. I mean, you like to name babies, you like to plan weddings, you like
Well,
to,
I don't think that's controlling. I just think that's being helpful.
yeah, because you have the best ideas and
I do have excellent ideas and I'm very good at it. However, I like names. Even when I get a new pet, I really get into naming them. Like
right.
people that like get a dog and name it something like Lady. I'm like, what the fuck? Did you guys give that any thought? It's like, I'm like, or
Yeah.
even Bella. I'm like, how many fucking Bellas do there need to be out there? Do you guys
Yeah.
give this any thought?
When I was a kid, my aunt had a dog named Laddie. I thought that was atrocious.
Well, it is. Well, it's not atrocious, but you know why they did that? Because of Lassie.
But it's not Lassie, it's Laddie, which is a totally different name.
Because Lassie is a Scottish thing for a girl, and Laddie is for a boy.
This dog was a female.
Named Laddie?
No,
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
man, it's stupid.
It is stupid. So like when I get a puppy or a cat, I will, if I get a pet, I will, or even if someone I know is getting a pet, literally it can be just someone I know is getting a pet. I will like start looking up names and, I'll find out like I'll put like, Scottish names for collies, and I'll, or I start looking it up and I'll make lists. I give people my suggestions and they don't usually take them, but I like to do it. I like to name things.
Right.
So maybe you think that's controlling?
A little.
Okay. Well, the sad, what word do I want to use? The part of me that will never have another child wishes I could just name children. I wish people would just come to me, people that have a hard time making decisions. I wish they'd just be like, would you give me a list of 5 girls' names and 5 boys' names, as ideas? I wish I wish somebody would just let me do that because I really get into it. I want to know their heritage and their family history and what
You've actually said stuff like that to people. I've heard you say something along the lines. I can't even remember to who. They're talking about potentially having a kid, and you said, I will, whatever it is, if you just let me name your kids.
Well, it's supposed to be a funny thing. My stepdad, God rest his soul, he was funny as hell. Whenever anyone got pregnant, he'd always say, if you name it after me, I'll buy it a pony. And he... So he was not even shy. He was only halfway kidding. He really wanted someone to name a child after him. Yeah. And Philip finally did actually, but he really did want someone to name a child after him. And so it wasn't that he wanted to pick out the name though. He just wanted someone to name the child for him. Yeah. So, but I really like to know, like I said, like kind of their heritage. I like to know names that are in their family history, and then, or, think of names that I like. And so I must look at that stuff more than I think, because sometimes stuff will come up on my Facebook about like the 20 most popular Gaelic names, or, shit will come up on my Facebook, and then of course I'll look at it and then it comes up again.
Gaelic name?
Like Irish, Gaelic.
Gaelic?
Like Gaelic, Gaelic. It's like Irish, it's like Irish heritage kind of thing.
Sounds kind of Gaelic.
It's
come on,
it's like an Irish
shit.
dialect kind of, history thing. But anyway, I have a real pet peeve when people are going to name their child something stupid.
Right.
Which is, in my opinion, something stupid. And it's like, ugh, trendy names are the ones I like the least. You know what I mean?
Right. Like Maverick.
I don't like that name. Yeah. So to me, that's not a name. It's like a nickname. It's like naming someone Bubba. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think.
Bubba's a good name.
Bubba's a nickname, and you would never name a child Bubba. And if you did, I would say that's a stupid name. Don't do that to that child. Also, another thing that irritates me is when people name their children nicknames, like not just Maverick nicknames. I mean, like when someone names their child Jimmy instead of James. Or
and you have that too.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time.
And Jimmy,
or even Jim
Joey.
Instead of James, or Joe. It's like, or
Joey's.
Joey instead of Joseph, or anything like that. It's like
because you can just name him Joseph,
but call him anything you want.
You can call him Joey. You can call him whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, that Maverick is a name that's become used, or even like some of the stupid, and they've become popular, like Colt. It's like, don't name your fucking kid Colt. He's not a fucking horse. Or Maverick. Again, not a horse. And it's like, and what are some other names like that? Can you think
Well,
of
when I
any?
think of Maverick, I think of an old Ford car from the 70s.
I just think what I think of is Tom Cruise and Top Gun. That was his that
that's
was his
where it
flight
came
nickname.
from,
Yeah,
right.
it's like, but it's like,
And movies have a hell of an influence on naming babies. You know, sometimes you can hear a kid's name and you pretty much you can date the name. An example was I had a friend with a son named Malachi, who, if you looked at his age, that name came from Children of the Corn. She was a huge, very
Stephen King.
into the Stephen King stuff.
see, that name doesn't bother me because it is old and biblical. So that to me, it's like, so if someone names their child Solomon or Malachi or, Asa, or that doesn't bother me. That to me, those are like, those are old names, and I love how old fashioned names come back into, prevalence or come back into popularity. Like for instance, Grace has got to be one of the most popular names and middle names used now.
Sure.
And 30 or 40 years ago, it wasn't, it was like an old lady name. But I love the name Grace. Honestly, I do. It's a sweet name. And unfortunately, it's way overused. I always wanted to name a little girl Lily, but I decided in 7th grade. So this would be like 1977. It was not popular then. I thought I was like cutting edge, man. It was my grandmother's name. Like I said to everyone, I started telling, if I ever have a girl, I'm going to name her Lily Catherine. Of course, I never did have a girl. And, the rest, as we know, is history.
Right.
And then I do like all my kids' names. So anyway, I hate nicknames for names. I can say this because I don't think any of these people will ever watch, and these are they're not even really related to me by blood at all, but loosely related to me. But all right, so she was going to have a baby, and she was going to name it Daisy Sunshine.
Yeah, that's kind of
Bad, but
people do it.
it's not the worst. I don't like it, but Daisy, honestly, I think is kind of cute for a little girl. I could live with it, even if I could live with it. It's cute, and I knew a little girl named Sunny, like Sunny, Sunny, not like Sonny, and I thought that was cute, but because she was adorable. But the whole time this girl was pregnant, I've heard that she's going to name this baby Daisy Sunshine, and I'm like, oh good Lord. But I'm like, So then she had the baby, and my relative that is friends with this person lets me know, oh, so and so had her baby, and I said, oh, and she named it Daisy Sunshine. She's like, no, and I said, oh. She's like, are you ready to hear it? And I was like, is it worse than Daisy Sunshine? She said,
oh yeah.
yes.
What was it?
Heavenly Bliss.
Oh wow.
It's a bad one, right?
Yeah, that's
a stripper name.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
It's a stripper
even if
name.
it's not a stripper name, you're being very confident that child's going to wind up being very pleasant.
I guess, but they call her Bliss. But I mean,
Bliss.
Which isn't too bad. But I mean, I guess it's not too bad. But when she first said it, I'm just like, oh, I knew this girl in college whose name was Holiday, and I thought the same thing. I thought, who would name their daughter Holiday? I mean, were they just trying to get her to grow up and be a stripper? Because it sounds like a stripper name, doesn't it?
It does sound like a stripper name.
Yeah.
Other names I think that kind of sound like stripper names is there's a popular thing where they, some people will name their kids after like luxury brands.
Oh yeah.
Like Mercedes.
Yeah.
I can't think of all of them, but there's a whole slew of those types of names.
Yeah. I mean, Tiffany is okay. It's my boss's name, and I love her, so we have to cut that one too. So
No, I'm gonna stick to my guns on Tiffany because I saw that show.
yeah, the Matrix, the
hot crazy Matrix, and that dude was straight on.
What did he say? People named Ashley,
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Tiffany, girls named Tiffany, strippers, hairdressers, all that.
I think he said Ashley, Tiffany, hairdressers.
That's well above the crazy line.
That is a funny video. If anybody has not seen it, I mean,
if you haven't seen it,
it
you
is
gotta look
the
it up.
what is it called? The hot crazy Matrix. It is funny. Yeah.
And then I really like the version of it where the guy goes on to show the female version of the chart. They're both funny.
They're both funny, but the girl one is funnier. I mean, it's like
he put a lot of thought into that crazy shit.
It was funny because what's the whole rule that no woman's below four. Yeah.
If she's female, she's at least 4 crazy.
Yeah, 4 crazy, and that's 4 crazy is good, right?
Yeah.
What do you think I am, honey? On the hot crazy? Let's don't say that because I don't want to even get into. I'm not feeling very hot today, but on the crazy side of the matrix. Be honest.
It fluctuates. That's it's not just like the guy explained in the show. It's not a stagnant number.
Oh, that's right. He did say that.
Yeah.
He said you have to take some data points.
You have to take multiple data points before you can have some reliable inkling of what you're doing.
You have to have a trend. There's a trend line. Yeah. So, okay, but all right. So on my worst day, my worst moment since we've been together, you can be honest. You can be honest.
I mean, you want to talk moments. It's like some of those moments where you're trying to get ready in a hurry for something important. You're busting the crazy line.
No. My crazy moments are that's why we'd have to do a trend line, because my crazy moments are very short lived.
They are very short lived, but a moment to me is a very small snippet of time.
I know, but if you still don't take data when I'm having a fit, you'd never know that I had them. I mean, it's a very small part of my personality.
It is. You kind of lose it and then you recover real quick.
Yeah, I call it a fit. It's when I'm having a fit. I have a fit.
You do have fits.
Mm-hmm. And they're much better, actually, since we've been together, because you're such a calming influence. I mean, seriously, it's hard to have fits when you're with someone who's pretty even keeled. It makes you feel...
Yeah, I'm pretty chill.
Well, you're pretty even. Your data points would be all within a certain, like you wouldn't have. I'm much more like here, which I think women typically are for the most part.
Where I'm a flat line.
I wouldn't say that, but your fits you have a fit every once in a while. It's when you get mad at cooking.
Oh, if you want to see me pissed off, just catch me when I've screwed something up in the kitchen. I don't know what it is about that, but I freaking lose it. I'm ready to throw the pan in the trash.
Well, you have before. You just take shit and throw it in the trash can, and it's almost like, who is this person? It scares me a little bit. It does. It does. It scares me because you're not. It's not like typical. My previous husband, which I just FYI, I always tell people I'm a widow. I don't want to make it seem like I've just had a multitude of husbands that I've gone through. No, his fit was when he was fixing something. If he was fixing something and it didn't work, like say he was putting up a ceiling fan or doing something, and he'd like throw and then he was pretty even keeled too, but he'd throw the screwdriver and get so mad I thought he was going to have a heart attack.
That's very common with men. That's the other moment where you can snap. I typically don't when I'm working on something, but what that is because of my career and my hobbies with building motorcycles, and when I was young I was very into cars and restoring vehicles. I've done so much that I learned over the years it doesn't pay off to throw a wrench through a window
or whatever.
Now you've got another job to do.
Which I can. I don't before you, especially when things don't work. Like I got frustrated tonight because I couldn't get the tape off the little light thing that I got.
Oh
right?
yeah, the gift.
Yeah, I got frustrated because I couldn't get the tape off of it. But now I have you, so I can just be like, God damn it, would you fix this for me?
Fix this.
Yeah, So my fits are when I'm getting ready usually and nothing fits and I'm pissed or I can't find what I want to wear, and then I throw a fit. For me, it's chaos. And to me, that's a chaotic moment. I get frustrated because I can't find what I want. I don't feel like I look good. But also any moments that cause chaos, like packing, like things where things aren't in their right place.
Right.
I get pissed. Yeah.